Morning, angels. Good morning. I'm just coming on for a few minutes to talk about connecting with angels because it's one of the biggest questions that I get asked. How do you do it? Okay. Lots of people do it without actually realizing that they're doing it. And I think for me, this has come down to my absolute faith, my absolute belief that the angels are with us and always have been. Okay, we all have those moments in life where we experience real trauma, real grief, real upsets, to the real joy, the happy moments that completely uplift us. We all have these kind of swings in our life, and I think over time I slowly got to understand their little signals, that when they were around and when they were trying to communicate with me or show me exactly what the outcome was, don't worry because this is what's going to happen instead. And the more that I paid attention, the more I started to grow that faith to kind of, hang on a minute, something is trying to communicate, something is trying to express. And at first I thought it was my team, my spirit guides, and it grew bigger. The energy just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I started to converse back. I started to ask questions. It's not blind faith. They know. I test them and I want to know exactly what's going on. And that moment where I started to converse was a turning point. Okay, because it's like having a friend stood next to you telling you all these things that's going on in your life. You wouldn't stand there and just not answer back. You wouldn't kind of blanket and go, that's nice. You would converse back. It's a friendship, it's a partnership, it's a conversation. And that's how I treat the angels. I started to understand that if they were going to give me something, I had to give something back. If they wanted to know something, I also wanted to know something. And it became an exchange. Okay. And I think the more that you can do that, whether that's out loud or whether that's in your mind, whether you are conscious of speaking out loud, it's about having that conversation and being very open-hearted to what you could potentially get back. Okay, because it is a two-way street. And I say this to people when I'm doing training and things. It's about making that appointment. It's about making that commitment. And it's having faith that they're going to turn up at the same time as you. So whether that's when you meditate, whether that's when you do yoga, before you go to sleep, it's saying at Wednesday at 9 o'clock, I want to meet up with you. I want to have that conversation. And you can be quite lighthearted. The angels are very lighthearted. So you can say, all right, bring me a glass of wine, bring me a box of chocolates. I'm ready. I'm yours. And I'm going to converse with you. And that's when you need to start asking those questions in your mind and trusting, absolutely trusting in what you get back, whether it makes sense or not. It may not. To start with, it may seem completely out of the blue and make absolutely no sense, but they're trying to tune into your energies. Okay, they're trying to tune in to your memories, your feelings, your emotions, so that they can use the information that you already know to give you that guidance. Okay. So it's a two-way thing. It's like talking to somebody in a foreign language. You've got to find that central ground where you can understand each other, okay? Because at times you might think, oh my goodness, there's nobody here. They don't understand. They do. They completely understand you. It's just that you have to understand their energy and their messages and the way that they want to communicate. If you feel after, say, a few weeks or even a couple of months and you've given it a go and it's just not working, if you still feel that way, just take a step back, just breathe it. Maybe you're putting too much pressure on yourself. Too many barriers are throwing up in front of you and you're just going, I can't do it. Take a step back, breathe and go, yes, I can. All right, the angels are there for you. They will be encouraging you and trying to build up your faith in them. And it may be that you just need to find a different way of communicating. If you can't do it through thoughts, maybe by starting to say, well, can you touch me in a certain place, to say, a little tap on the shoulder, you're here. It may be that you need to use pictures or colours or conversations with other people. Say, throw up these conversations as an answer to the question that I'm currently asking you. Surprise, surprise, they do. They are very, very good at interfering, so to speak, with our lives to get the messages and the guidance across. It's whether we actually notice them. The more and more that I have conversed, the more apparent they have been in my life, which is how the artistic side of me kind of came back. It flourished back into me because I could see their energies, I could see their shapes, their forms, their figures. I could see what they were trying to portray to me. It was a matter for me to try and get it down as quick as possible before they disappeared. And sometimes this can be very quick flashes, which is, and sometimes they will literally stay put, like taking a photograph. They just stay in a pose and they wait for me to kind of get that essence across, their messages across through what I do. I love that. I love that aspect. When I'm dealing with the archangels, they come in very grand ways. They come usually dancing around me or skipping, and I see them as very big beings that they do desperately try and hone down so that I can kind of capture that essence. They work really hard. There's only really Archangel Michael that paces. He gets a little bit fed up with me sometimes, and he paces backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, saying, come on, have you got my message? Have you got it across yet? Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? And yeah, sometimes we have to have a war of words to kind of go, just whoa, slow down while I'm trying to put this into human form, okay? But the other archangels are usually just such magnificent beings. They're just absolutely beautiful. And if you can visualize that kind of beautiful light, whatever color comes to your mind right now as you're watching this, okay, whatever color comes to you as a beautiful light, okay, you can associate that. They've given that to you as a gift right now. Associate that with your archangels and your angel team, so that then you can put that vision in front of you, that color in front of you, and say, all right, I'm going to accept you into my life. Whether that's when you meditate or when you pray, just accept that light and say, okay, you're in my life for a reason. They're here to guide us, to love us, to nourish us, to encourage us to live the best possible life whilst here, to be that earth angel, to be a representative of them and what the world needs right now. So call on them and invite them in. Start that conversation of your own, okay? And truly, truly, truly have faith that they will find a way to answer you back. Hope that helps. Any blessings.